There's a difference between hearing something and really listening to something. You might be able to repeat the words I say, but that is not the same as really listening closely to what I say. Jesus frequently taught large crowds of people. Some of those people heard him, but others actually listened. The ones who heard went away unchanged. The ones who listened began to do what he said and found themselves living a much better life. Hearing is easy to do. You can be passive. You can not even have to try to hear something. The noise just enters your ears. Hearing is a biological process. Listening requires effort. You must pay attention. You must engage with the sounds and the process and the information. Listening involves your physical body, but it is much more than that. Listening can be a spiritual process. If you listen, not merely hear, but actively listen to music, you will begin to notice all sorts of things you may have never thought of. You will notice that some music has a dark tone and other music has a very bright tone. Some music can cause you to think of an animal, and other music may cause you to think of the night sky or a waterfall. Many of the world's greatest composers and musicians have been people who believed in God and wanted their music to convey something about Him to the listener. Some composers wanted to remind you of God's great power, and others wanted their music to make you think about God's great love. Some musicians drew inspiration from reading passages from the Bible, and others looked at creation and were inspired to compose something. You can begin to listen to music in a way that uses your imagination. You can close your eyes and imagine an elephant lumbering across an African savanna or a rabbit scurrying across a forest floor. You might hear sounds of the ocean waves or maybe a blazing fire. You might even picture some of the great characters of the Bible, like John the Baptist or the angels heralding the birth of our Savior. All of these things and more await you this year as you learn to really listen to music. And, best of all, you may hear God say something that is just for you. But for that, you will have to really listen carefully.